So, I just wanted to share with you what my experience with Boxfish has been so far. Let me introduce myself first. My name is Lazar. I'm 21 years old, and I currently reside in the United States. I've been with Boxfish for about 2 years now, almost, and I have to say it's been a pleasure working for Boxfish. I'll list a few reasons right now, if you want to hear them. The first one, obviously, is that you can do this from basically anywhere in the world, which was very useful for me whenever I was traveling. You just have to take care of the time zone, not to miss your classes or anything, and also make sure that you always have a headset on. It's very important to have a headset on, and most of the time, standard earbuds aren't just going to cut it. So if you really want noise cancellation, if you really want your voice to be heard all the way to China, feel free to invest $20 or $30 into a decent pair of cans such as this one. Another thing that is very important when teaching on Boxfish is to have good lighting. So as you can see here, I have a very, very small but very effective neon light whenever I teach. And it's also very important to use a device that you are comfortable with. For me, that has been an iPhone 5. Really, it's a device that's about $50 maybe, 60, and it runs Boxfish very smoothly, much more so than most standard Android phones would. So Apple devices are really the way to go. I've tried about 10 different Android devices and a few iOS devices, and something so simple and cheap like an iPhone 5 or 5S, even better, can really, really make a tremendous difference. So having a dedicated device for Boxfish is not a must, but it makes your life a lot easier. So another thing that I've found to be very, very good and effective when teaching students that get quite bored and quite easily is to do math exercises with them. So if you ever have a student that is very young and they're just starting to learn English, but they're still a lot better than the class that you get with them, and the class is oftentimes very short, maybe 3 or 4 words at most, and the reading exercises aren't that, interesting or difficult for the students to dwell on, feel free to use Microsoft Word or anything else. So a very, very easy exercise for the kids about maybe 9, 10, 11 years old, depending on the level, is just to have them read the numbers and read the operator, right? So this is divided by, or when they see this symbol, they can just say multiplied by or times. So it helps them read, but also do some very basic math. And I find that they really, really like it. And from time to time, they actually ask me if we can do math again. And that'll help you get a lot of regular students because it's something that they enjoy, and then you can gradually move on to more difficult things, and they will love it. So Chinese students are very good at math, but they need to know how to say these things in English, and it really, really just helps them improve their English. Another thing is when you have to do evaluations, feel free to use a laptop just like I do. I basically put my phone on the hinges of the laptop, right? This is where my phone is. And sometimes when a student is having some problems pronouncing something, or they made a mistake and I want to correct them again after the lesson is over so that they don't forget it, I just write it down like this. They won't even see your hands. You don't have to bring out a notebook and a pencil and write it down. No, you just type it in, right? You type it into a notepad like this, and then you read it to them in the evaluation later on. So these were some of the tips that I found to be particularly useful, and I used them for about a year now. And I have to say that they have really, really made teaching more fun, not just for the students, but also for myself. So yeah, that's about it. In case you have any other questions, I'm here on Facebook. You can ask me for any tips and suggestions about the things that I use in my teaching. But yeah, that's pretty much it, what I just said. So yeah, it's great working at Boxfish, and I'm really, really happy to be here.